All right, so you're all set for that weekend trip you've been planning. Got that itinerary locked and loaded, excitement's building. But then you see it. That dreaded suitcase just sitting there staring you down.
It's the ultimate buzzkill.
Right. Like, hello, darkness, my old friend. We've all been there staring into the abyss of a half-packed bag. Like, how is all this gonna fit?
Eternal struggle.
No kidding. But today, stress no more, my friends. Today, we're diving deep into the art of packing the perfect weekender bag.
And it really is an art form, isn't it?
You got that right. It's all about strategy, precision. Luckily, we've got a masterclass waiting for us.
Oh, tell me more.
We're taking cues from the geniuses over at Steel Horse Leather.
I've heard of them. They make amazing bags, right?
The best. But you know what else? They've got these incredible packing tips laid out in their online guide. And let me tell you, it's seriously insightful. Like, they've cracked the code.
Interesting. What kind of insights are we talking about?
Well, for one, they totally get the psychology of packing. You know that feeling like, am I overpacking? Am I underpacking? What if I forget something? They nail that whole dilemma.
It's that nagging anxiety. You want to be prepared, but you don't want to lug around a steamer trunk.
Exactly. And they jump right in with this scenario, packing for a 4-day trip. 2 pairs of jeans, 2 dress pants, 3 shorts, 4 shirts. You get the idea. The essentials, basically.
Oh, so they give you a concrete example to work with.
Exactly. It's super relatable. And of course, you can always swap things out depending on your destination. Headed somewhere tropical, ditch the jeans, pack an extra pair of swim trunks. You know the drill.
Right. Adapt as needed.
Yeah.
But the underlying principles, those remain the same.
100%. And that's where things get really interesting. Steel Horse Leather dives into these clothing-specific folding techniques. Let me tell you, they're total game changers.
Oh, I love a good folding technique. Do tell.
Okay, so first up, dress shirts. They've got this method, the button skip and flip. Sounds way more complicated than it is. Basically, you're turning your shirt into this smooth, wrinkle-free rectangle.
Interesting. So like wrapping a present almost.
Yeah, exactly. And they explain why it works so well. Less about those harsh creases, more about minimizing pressure points.
Ah, so less ironing, more exploring. Now we're talking my language.
Right. Now, speaking of genius, their technique for shorts and pants is another winner. It's called, get this, bundle and roll. I was a skeptic at first, I'll admit it, but then I tried it, and let me tell you, there was no going back.
The old bundle and roll, eh? I've had mixed results with that one in the past, I'm not gonna lie. What's their secret sauce?
So you basically stack your pants, fold them in half, and then roll them up tight from the bottom, like a little burrito of wrinkle-free joy.
A burrito, you say? I might have to give that another shot, especially if it means no more wrinkled clothes exploding out of my suitcase.
Oh, trust me, I've had my share of packing fails. This method, though, life-changing.
You've got my attention.
And the best part is, it just works. And it's not just about pants, either. T-shirts, even underwear, it's all fair game.
Wait, so they use the bundle and roll for everything?
They actually recommend the classic roll-tight method for T-shirts and underwear. It's all about consistency, they say. You want those tightly rolled items to create a stable foundation.
Like building a tower, you need a good solid base.
Interesting.
Yeah, like a skyscraper. You don't want it toppling over mid-trip, right?
Exactly. And speaking of strategy, now comes the main event. The moment of truth. Putting it all together. You ready for this?
Hit me with it. I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Steel Horse Leather calls this next step bag Tetris.
Bag Tetris. I love it.
Right. It's the perfect analogy. It's all about maximizing every single inch of space. And it all starts with, you guessed it, those bulkiest items.
Shoes. Always the shoes.
Always the shoes. Those bad boys go in first, right at the bottom. Lay down that solid foundation.
It's like building a house. You wouldn't start with the roof, would you?
Exactly. Foundation first. Always. So, shoes are in. Now remember, all those beautifully rolled clothes, time to put them to work. We're talking strategic layering, starting with the sturdiest items like those bundle and rolled pants, working our way up to the lighter stuff like T-shirts.
Okay, it's all coming together now. I can practically see the perfectly packed bag taking shape. But wait, what about all those little things? You know, toiletries, socks, chargers, the things that always seem to get lost in the shuffle.
Those are crucial, but don't worry. Steel Horse Leather has got us covered. This is where those often neglected pockets come into play. They are the secret weapon of a well-packed bag. Socks, toiletries, gadgets, they each get their own designated spot.
No more digging around for your headphones at the bottom of a black hole. I've been there. It's not pretty.
The worst. This way, everything has its place. makes packing and unpacking a breeze.
Organization is key, my friend. It's the difference between a stressful scramble and a smooth, enjoyable experience. Now, speaking of smooth and enjoyable, I gotta ask.
What?
What about the bag itself?
Ah, excellent point. The article actually talks about this a bit. They specifically mention bags with a dedicated shoe compartment.
Game changer.
Right. I finally caved and got one recently, and let me tell you, I don't know how I ever lived without it. Keeps your shoes separate, keeps everything cleaner, and honestly, it just feels so much more organized.
Totally agree. It's all about those little details. And while we're on the topic of bags, I'm curious, have you experimented with any other cool features, like those hidden pockets for valuables or those compression straps that some bags have?
Oh, absolutely. I'm obsessed with those hidden pockets. Perfect for passports, extra cash.
Right.
That little bit of added security just makes you feel more at ease. And the compression straps. Genius. Like squeezing an extra day's worth of outfits into your bag.
It's like magic. It's funny how something as simple as a well-designed bag can make such a difference in your travel experience. And I think that's what I appreciate about Stale Horse Leather's approach. It's not just about cramming stuff into a bag. It's about that feeling of preparedness, of having your act together.
100%. It's like when your bag is organized, your mind is organized. You feel calmer, more confident, and ultimately more able to just relax and enjoy the trip.
Exactly. Because isn't that what travel is all about? Letting go of the everyday stresses and embracing new experiences.
It really is, isn't it? It's about letting go of the little things, like worrying if your phone charger is buried at the bottom of your bag. And instead, being present in the moment, soaking it all in.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's about packing with intention, knowing what you need, and more importantly, what you don't need.
Minimalism, baby. Or at least minimalist adjacent.
Exactly. And, it's funny we're having this conversation because it reminds me of that quote, not all those who wander are lost.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
But I think in this case, it's more like those who pack well are less likely to be lost.
Touché. A well-packed bag is a traveler's best friend. And speaking of well-packed bags, we've got to give credit where credit's due. Steel Horse Leather really knocked it out of the park with these tips.
Seriously, this guide was a game changer. Those folding techniques, the bag Tetris strategy, it's all gold.
And for anyone listening who's feeling inspired to up their packing game, I say go for it. Experiment with different methods. Find what works for you.
Exactly. And hey, if you're looking for a little bag inspiration, Steel Horse Leather's website is definitely worth a visit. Their bags are not just functional, they're works of art.
They really are beautiful.
So there you have it, folks. Another deep dive in the books. Today's takeaway. Packing doesn't have to be a chore. With a little strategy and the right mindset, you can pack like a pro.
And enjoy a smoother, more enjoyable trip because of it.
100%. Now go forth and conquer those adventures, my friends. One perfectly packed bag at a time.